Thank you for tuning into How Are You Adapting, a mini-series where business and arts speak with arts organizations throughout Canada to understand how they are adapting their programming throughout this COVID-19 pandemic. In this episode, I speak with Jefferson Wourms, the chair of the Cathedral Village Art Festival in Regina, to understand how he plans on moving his festival to a digital presence. We also chat about his commitment to the community during this time and how he plans on utilizing a lottery system to fund this year's festival.
My name is Jefferson Wourms. I am the chair of the Cathedral Village Arts Festival. We are in our 29th year of running. Basically, the Arts Festival is one of Regina's largest festivals. It spans over a week. We have multiple different venues where we showcase different forms of arts, whether it be performance art, dance, visual arts, music. We also have a large portion of a park where we tent off. We have bands playing through. The Arts Festival is free for everybody to attend. We do have options to donate throughout the various venues. On average, I was shooting for 50,000 this year, but on average we get about 40,000 people that attend throughout the week, with the majority of our attendance being the street fair on the Saturday, which showcases approximately 250 to 300 different artisans throughout the province. Like I said, we're on our 29th year, and we begin the week with a picnic in the park and some programming for children. And we wrap up, like I said, on Saturday with the street fair and generally like a headliner band under the big tent in the park.
When is the festival?
This year, it starts every year on Victoria Day. So May 18th to the 23rd. Our theme this year is Kaleidoscope, which I think is fitting. We're transforming, and it's all about how you see things, and this is an opportunity, right? So I'm excited.
How are you adapting? What are you and your team doing to accommodate physical distancing?
We are moving the festival online, which the first project that I've started working with is to completely revamp our website. It's a little bit older, and it's based on a Google page. So we had to ensure that we were ensuring our donor recognition was occurring, that we had a platform in order to display these performances. We're working on kind of a back-end online store to still try to offer some method of sales to our artisans that would normally participate in the street fair, because like a lot of people that are involved do really count on the revenues that they get from that one day. Like I said, there's generally about 40,000 people that go, and that is, for some of these folks, a big chunk of money. So we want to continue to promote our local businesses and our local artists, and try to assist in that manner, free of charge.
Why did you decide to take this approach? Why did you decide to move the festival online rather than postponing it, maybe pushing it to next year?
In Regina, I sit on a few boards, and I throw fundraisers and events for local nonprofits. One of the larger ones I'm working with right now is for lack of a better term, they provide services to those that are experiencing homelessness. And I throw an annual event every summer, and I had to cancel that one just because it was in early May. And at the time, we were seeing everything in the media, canceling, doom and gloom. And when I was growing up in Regina, the Arts Festival was like my favorite thing to do. It started the summer. It was always a good Saturday. And I thought, why not attempt to give people something to look forward to? Because at the time, we didn't have any type of indication of how long this would be going on. People would be stuck in their homes for 2 months, 3 months. and, cure the boredom, give people something to look forward to. And the people that were participating, give them a project to work on. We didn't want to take the easy route. I shouldn't say easy because it isn't. That's not fair. It would have been easier to cancel, but we have a great group of volunteers that were willing to undertake the change. And, we're 29 years strong. Next year is going to be the 30th, and I want to maintain that 30th year. I didn't want to have a second 29th or, that whole funky math kind of thing.
So what would it mean to the community for this festival to continue in one way or the other? And it happened to be a digital way.
Well, like as I said, like it was one of my favorite things growing up. And we have a lot of input from the community, and like people look forward to this function every year. We shut down 13th Avenue, which is like a main street within the city, and all of the local business, the stores and the the ice cream shops and everything. They all obviously benefit from that foot traffic, and I'm doing my best to ensure that I can try to offer something to these folks that would have been missing out on, like I said, the revenue that they would have derived from the festival week.
And you mentioned you wanted to continue to support the small businesses. Do you
Absolutely.
know what that looks like yet?
Well, like I said, we're still in the process of developing our new website, and it really depends on the platforms that we manage to incorporate with that. My intention at this time is to allow anybody that was originally signed up for the street fair to post, a product or two in a storefront, kind of in like a drop shipping method. We wouldn't want to take any type of profit or a percentage or anything like that, just to ensure that people still have the opportunity to purchase these folks' creations and pieces of art.
So what are you thinking? What technology are you looking at to run this festival digitally? And what are some of the hiccups you're facing?
Well, basically, my main concern is just the sheer amount of content that we're going to get. Not only do we have a music jury, but once those videos are submitted, we still have to review them, make sure that everything on there is appropriate to be broadcasting. We're utilizing a software called OBS. My basic understanding is you can splice videos together, and then it projects it like it's almost a webcam. So we can utilize our Facebook page and our Facebook Live, YouTube, all of the social media outlets to project like it is live. At this point, like because of the the social distancing, we do have a few performers lined up that are going to be live because they're single acts. But the other side of that coin is because of the amount of our social media, we can't just give them access to go live without having some type of moderation in there. Because we have had in the past some type of, protesters showing up, and you never know what's going to pop up in the middle of somebody's performance. So those are a few things that we're kind of trying to deal with at this moment. I want to say we had close to like 100 applications simply for like our bands. Our juries listened to music for months prior to the festival going on.
Oh wow, that's actually quite a bit of application.
A little bit for if you have, especially if some of them submit 2 or 3 songs, on top of the fact that everybody that is on our in our community or our committee is volunteers. So generally they also work a full-time job or have families and other commitments, but the situation is kind of freed up some time for folks.
talk to me about funding. You mentioned that previous years the festival was funded through vendor fees. How are
Yeah.
you funding it this year?
Well, we do have some grants, and I shouldn't say we are not strictly funded by the street fair. That is just a large portion. But we do have we've applied for and we have obtained some grant funding through the city and through Arts Vest and other various organizations. The Saskatchewan Arts Board has been great. We've had donors, large or corporations, local ones that have, donated some funds that way. We generally sell. We have a T-shirt that we print every year locally and sell. We get the proceeds from that. We have our 50/50, which, like I said, we just got online. It's really exciting. arts5050.ca.
Tell me about the Arts 50. What is a 50/50? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Basically, the tickets start at $10, and that gets you an entry. And at the end, when the draw is made, that all of those funds are pooled, and then whoever gets the winning ticket gets half right off the top. The other half will be utilized to, fund our transformation to online and to ensuring that we maintain our payments to our performers.
Amazing. So to switch gears a little bit, if this year's festival works as you anticipate,
Mm-hmm.
what are some aspects that you will take back to the physical festival when that happens again? You were mentioning that you are looking to migrate your website to something more modern.
Mm-hmm.
Will that play a role in future festivals?
Well, absolutely. Ideally next year for our 30th, we'll be full steam ahead for our standard programming. But I think the addition of this year turning it digital, it opens a bunch of doors, because not only can we, have our performances going on at a live venue, we're also then will be geared up to project it through our social media channels and increase the exposure to these artists to anywhere that internet.
Speaking of that, you said the physical festival attracts upwards of 40,000 people
Yes.
a year. Are you planning to promote the festival outside of Cathedral Village and Regina in general?
Well, yeah, we do. We will be utilizing. Right now, we're set up for YouTube and on Facebook for advertising. We do have other advertisements throughout the city, which range from buses, bus shelters. We do have some billboards, radio. So we have expanded our budget for advertising a little bit, only because this is our first time doing this, and we would love for everybody to tune in. I would love to stream a local musician and have 1,000 people watching it. And if you see any of these Facebook groups that are going right now, even Saskatchewan has its own, it's Saskatchewan, has upwards of 3,000 members in it, and people are constantly uploading music or other creative things, how to make crafts, and it's really neat. And I want to be able to showcase these people to a larger audience, and I have to do that with a larger advertising budget.
And finally, Jefferson, where can we find out what you're doing? Tell us where to find the 50/50. Tell us where to find you on social. What's your website? What you need from the general public to pull this festival off?
Well, what don't I need? Our website is cvaf.ca. So that's Cathedral Village Arts Festival, cvaf.ca. We've recently relaunched a new YouTube channel. But apparently you cannot change your name on that until you've hit 100 subscribers, which I've learned today. But it's...
So essentially, you're telling people to subscribe.
Oh yeah, subscribe to everything. Subscribe to everything. You know, get your 50/50s. Like I said, arts5050.ca. That, like, those funds go directly, you know, into the pockets of local artists. And, you know, I'm open to suggestions. You can reach me at chair@cvf.ca, you know, with, you know, suggestions of maybe some type of like technology that you're utilizing, or ideas that, you know, we can creatively utilize to maintain our donor recognition requirements, you know, through our grants. But yeah, facebook.com/CVAF Regina.
I'm actually like, I look forward to hearing about this and how it turns out. And I hope what you're investing in now to make this festival digital, you will continue to use when we can all get together again.
Well, and that's just it. Like, it's all about, you know, promoting the arts. And I think, you know, if we all work together, like, we could actually pull off some amazing things and, you know, promote or bring, I don't like using that word, promoting folks that maybe don't have that opportunity, or they don't have that social reach. You know, our social media channels do, and I look forward to providing that exposure and funding, because that's very important. We pay all of our people, but providing that exposure to some of our fantastic artists.
All right, brilliant. Jefferson, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. Actually, I really appreciate it.